Hello. Today I want to deal with a different subject altogether. I want to deal with it's an issue which I had quite a few years ago regarding domestic violence. I remembered finishing one of my lessons with a student and a black female, and I said to her that you can achieve anything that you want out of this world. You can achieve anything that you aspire to in this world. And how I tend to finish off my sessions, if I will give you an example, okay? I would play something relaxing, okay? Okay, and while I'm playing, I would then tell her, all my students, how you can achieve your goals, your aspirations, if you believe in yourself. If you open your mind, and that is how I would finish my sessions. I would empower my students and tell them you can achieve your goals. Obviously, the technique is to put them in a nice alpha state where the mind relaxes and get rid of all the negative energy and replace it with positive energy. And I was talking to this black student of mine in this way, empowering her, telling her the future is hers to be grasped and that she can achieve anything she wants in this world. You can imagine how powerful she felt, especially when I introduced her to the book, A Positive Lifestyle in a Negative World. Now, what's interesting was that this will shock you. I did not see her the following week, and the reason being, I picked up the newspaper and I read an article with my student's name in full, how this female was smashed with a brick on her head and left to die. Be prepared for the shock, because I certainly wasn't prepared for it. It was my student this happened to, by her boyfriend. And it was interesting because I was like a detective. I was putting the pieces together of the puzzles, and I thought, why would she, after this is her first lesson with me, and she left on a high, feeling confident, feeling she could take on the world. She wanted more out of her life. And the same night, she was struck by her boyfriend. In other words, maybe she was in a ghetto situation. Maybe she was in a situation where he was dominant, controlling her, and me making her feel good, suddenly she began to see light at the end of a tunnel. And unless you know what it's like to be blind, and then suddenly have your eyes open, it changes you. You cannot be the same again. And she realized how she was oppressed, suddenly woke up. Maybe probably kicked her, or do this, do that. And she suddenly realized, wait there, what are you doing to me? she became alert, conscious of her situation. She obviously told him, look, I believe in myself, I'm not your doormat. And this shocked him, this new girlfriend, who was used to dominating, beating, not physically but mentally, subjugating her. He's used to controlling her, and then suddenly overnight, in a twinkling of an eye, says the Bible, twinkling of an eye, suddenly she fought back with words. And this was too much for him. His puppet, who was used to controlling, suddenly fighting back. That was too much. And he was outside a pub. He got a brick and he ran up to her and he smashed it right onto her head. Left her unconscious on the ground. This is a woman that you're supposed to love. This is a woman that you hold on to every night. And you're capable of smashing her on the head just because she wants self-esteem, just because she wants a career, just because she wants to better herself. And rather than give her self-respect, you rather kill her. That's not love, that's abuse. Did you know that there are many, I could go too deep into this. I remember when I was studying law, and this policeman tried everything in his power to get his wife pregnant so she could not do her law degree. In other words, he tried to kidnap her vagina, hoping that if he got her pregnant, she'd be held hostage to the kitchen sink. That's not love. Yet again, that is abuse. That you're going to hold back somebody's life, somebody's career, who you claim you love, and you'll do through any means necessary. And there are many cases like these where men will manipulate, they will use fear, anything, to control their women, whether psychological, whether violence, whatever. It happens a lot in the college area, where a man or boy finds out that his girlfriend's ambitious, she wants to get somewhere. And what does he do? He tries to get her pregnant, thinking in his mind, when she's pregnant with his kid, he can sleep around, but she's damaged goods. She's been soiled by his semen. There's a tie there forever. That is another form of domestic violence, but on a different level. I always say to black men, be careful who you date, because whoever you date will determine your future. The same goes for black women. Although this video can be anybody, it can be a white woman, but I'm targeting black women, or any woman who's been abused, but specifically black women. Your man could be the sweetest as pie, as long as you've been told what to do in the ghetto, having no ambition to better yourself. But as soon as you want to rub shoulders with the world, as soon as you want to be able to be someone, suddenly your knight in shining armor shows a different side to him. Because relationships is all about power. Anyone who tells you that they're lying to you, is all about power. Somebody has to have the power. This idea is 50-50. It's a load of bullshit. Somebody has to have the power. Men have had the power for hundreds of years, and you're telling me they're willing to give it up, this power, overnight? Ooh, I'm the modern man, I'm the 90s man, ooh, I'm a sensitive man. Load of bullshit. Nobody changes so quickly. They're trying to force the LGBT onto people overnight. That's psychological propaganda. Nobody changes. We can't even love our human beings regarding on the matter of race. Much less we're going to say, oh, overnight, all my privileges of being a man, dominating women, overnight, oh, don't worry, I've changed. I don't buy that bullshit. Nobody changes a lifetime of bad habit overnight. I don't believe it. Relationships have always been based on the balance of power. Who has the money? Men have mainly control over women because we have the money. We have the power. We can give women lousy sex, crap sex. But we have the power. We can kick her out of the house whenever we wanted to. And now the tables are turning. Now, I promise I'll go deeper in this video. I don't want to go too deep. So I need papers and sources to back this up. But you can always send me, an email, and I'll send you sources to prove my point. It's interesting that since the birth of the women going to work and the women's rights, equal rights, how overnight most heterosexual relationships are doing anal intercourse. Now, any forensic scientist will tell you that when a man rapes a woman, he seldom rapes her in the vagina. He rapes her up the rectum. That's his way of abusing her. That's his way of subjugating her. That's his way of exercising male dominance by abusing her in the rectum, the feces passage. Now, let women not realize when they are claiming to practice safe sex and nothing more, hence they don't realize that actually they're abusing themselves. It's a man's way of abusing you. That's his way of showing you domestic violence. And he's safe because he doesn't go to jail. You research that for yourself. Overnight, 95% of men are doing anal intercourse. That is a man's way of protesting against the vagina. Read Jermaine Greer, the female eunuch. It's called the cunt hatred. They're protesting against the vagina. And what better way than to indulge in what the men did during the good times when they felt threatened by women, homosexuality. There's no difference between a woman's rectum and a man's rectum. There's no difference. Buggery is buggery. And it's a homosexual act. So it's very interesting that in this modern age, you have to be careful who you are dating. Very, very careful, because if a woman wants to become a barrister, if she wants to become a lawyer, judge, whatever, if she wants to become a teacher, a doctor, don't think you can't be abused. You can be abused mentally or through your rectum. That's his way of denying you your femininity, your female sacredness. Denying you of what you are as a person. And dominating you in his male, sort of assertiveness. As I said, it's impossible for thousands of years of men being over women, dominating women, beating them up, and overnight for men to say, I've changed. I've changed. You're a liar. You're a liar. You can't even change towards your black neighbor. You can't even change your normal food habits, but yet you're going to say you'll change a lifetime of being privileged, of being over women. That's a lie. You're saying that because you want a leg over. You know full well you can't continue to score and get plenty of girls if you're going to be sexist. So you're going to lie and pretend you've changed, but really deep inside your heart, you're planning her destruction. She dare want to go to college. You'll make sure you put obstacles in her way. And that's the reason why a lot of women have to look at who they are dating, who is in your life at the moment, preventing you from reaching your destiny, because you don't know the monster you have in your house. Until you start to dream, I want to better yourself, then you soon realize your Prince Charming transformed into a monster, a wife beater. You don't believe me? If your partner's not watching this video, you go tell your partner you want to go for the skies, you want to reach your potential, and you look at their faces. Most relationships, not all, most is all about control. Most of it is all about control. Whoever has the purse string controls the relationship. And that's why men were not willing to give up the power. Because if he gives up the power, what it means, he cannot dominate or control his woman the way he wants. Most men cheat. I'm not gonna sit here trying to prove it. Most men cheat. I go to the gyms to take Einstein to go and be able to see that most human beings are, cheaters. But however, in the 1940s, when women started to get into the workplace after the Second World War, men didn't like it. Why? The game was up. All the secretaries had over their knees giving a little spanking. Now the wives knew what was going on. The power game, the shift of power started to change. And men weren't prepared for that. Well, of course, we have the metrosexual age. The age where, if you were male, you were female, no matter what you were, the sexual fluidity, the metrosexual age where men want to become women, women become men. You had this strange confusion in the 1980s. You had George Michael, you had Boy George, you had all these strange, metrosexual bands, pop group. In the 80s, that you had a sleazy Madonna. And these people were really trying to shift the balance of what was normal and what isn't. And in that era, you had room for I'm the modern man. So what was the line when these men would see all these nice little women? I'm the modern man. Really? Do you know domestic violence is on the increase? 2017. I'm the modern man. 20 years later of this modern man syndrome. You can't change overnight, despite the laws, despite the government, despite social pressure, political pressure. Your biology, your political biology, is impossible to wrestle it. You can't change what you are. Most men are born to dominate. It's in the movies, it's in history, it's around you. Despite the LGBT trying to infiltrate, still, everything around the movies are male. The bad boy gets the girls. And with all these images, men are forever wrestling with their identity, who they are. And in this cesspool of confusion, they come out still being what they are. Abusers. We are living in a very strange time where identities, and what we are, our race, gender, you name it, It's on the stock market. It has no real substance to it anymore. We live in a strange liberal age. People don't know who the hell they are. And in relationships, what's interesting is that that does not change. A man will not date a woman who he cannot control. Listen to me again. A man will not date or marry a woman who he cannot control. If you're with your man, it's because he's controlling you. You cannot change thousands of years of male privilege. No man is going to date a woman who, unless he likes strong women, that's different. But if you are a strong man, masculine man, and you're with a woman, you can guarantee he's controlling her through whatever means, whether psychological or whether physical. Always manipulating her. Because this idea that overnight we've all changed, oh yes, it's everything's modern. That's a load of bullshit. You look at schools today. Who gets the boys? Or say who get the girls? The bad boys. The bad boys do. You can't fight it. The bad boys do. And they growing up realizing, wait there, I'm a bad boy. This is how I am. And the society start to metrosexualize him. It's a very confused age we're living in. Very, very confused age. And that's the reason why women have to realize that she's in a world where nothing makes sense. Feminism, yes, is quite aggressive and it's gone over the top. Way over the top. Just like some of these Black Lives Matter, it's gone too crazy. All these pressure groups have gone crazy. And really, if you're a woman in a relationship that you know full well you can't reach your destiny, then you're going to have to evaluate things. If you know full well that at any moment your partner will beat you up, mentally abuse you for wanting to better your life, then you better get police assistance and move on somewhere where they can't find you. Because you'll be surprised how from a Prince Charming they can quickly slip to a monster. And it's all about losing control. I must admit, without being racial, white men seem to have that problem far more than black females, black males. The only reason I mentioned the black female story was because that really touched me to my heart. But white males, you look at all these crime stories, etc., blah blah. It tends to be white men who have the desire to control their white women, control them. And a lot of it is out of sexual anxiety and sexual insecurity, especially if he lives in a multicultural area and is not used to black men. And then obviously it should be interesting to look at domestic violence and measure it in areas where there's poverty, multiculturalism. It'd be very interesting to measure domestic violence in those areas. Because I do know, and that is domestic violence is on the increase, and I know feminism and women's aggression, is a contributing factor, and also men losing their jobs, losing their identity, etc. It's something that to be honest, it's an area I wouldn't trust scholars with, Because scholars twist things for their own political agenda. I wouldn't trust scholars with this kind of information. You need someone who hasn't got an axe to grind, whether male or female, and most do. But the idea that you can beat up your woman, beat her up, just to stop her from reaching her potential, that's not love. That's not love. You know, the mere fact you can manipulate her, try to get her pregnant, so she can't reach her dreams. That's not love. If you love somebody, you want the best, better for them. You can't claim you love them and you try to keep them down. You'd be surprised how many idiots. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it in white relationships. I've seen it where white girls know their partners are controlling them. And they go along with it and go along with it. But if she can be so stupid and live her life like that, then it's good luck to her. But if you got pride and self-respect and integrity, and you want the best out of your future, out of your life, your destiny, you're not going to set up home with a man who's going to abuse you, or a man who don't want you to better yourself, or undermine you, or insult you. So think about that.